Go.
All right. Here we go. All right. Hey, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to Saturday Success. This is Michael Freno. I pulled over. We are on the way to a antique flea market kind of behind a orange grove. So Amy just went in to get some orange ice cream or something, thinking that I didn't know where I was taking her because it was a little bit of a surprise. But I wanted to take a few minutes out on your Saturday, and I want to talk to you about making money on Zoom is absolutely child's play. If you can really grasp the power of doing an effective presentation. Now, I'm going to go through this really quick, and you're going to be able to have replay, so don't worry about it. You don't even have to take notes right now. Just really listen to this because I'm going to go through this really quick. There's 5 simple steps to having massive success, okay? And I'm going to go through them real quick because I need to get to the one that's the most important, I believe. First one is you got to make a list. Everybody talks about a list. Now, that list is not designed for everybody to join your business. It's to support your business. Second, you have to learn how to approach and pique interest. Not ambush and puke, approach and pique their interest. And step 3 is what we call an effective presentation. Now, here's where I believe this is really important, especially when we get into making the Zooms, because this is what happens. An effective presentation is anything that you can expose somebody to that has nothing to do with you. You do not want to be the point person. You don't want to be the head machismo. You don't want to be the head chandelier with the cherry on top. This is not about you, even about your business. An effective presentation is anybody but you exposing the business to your prospects. That's exactly what it is. And there's several ways to expose, do an effective presentation. One way is the old traditional way was on the back of a napkin at a Denny's restaurant. When you want to go back 60 years ago to one of the very first, well, let's be real, the very first multi-level marketing company ever developed was Christianity. God is probably the greatest network marketer of all time. He sent his son down, sponsored his son. His son came down here and went and got 12 frontline, and we know one flaked. But God had Jesus go out and spread the word of Christianity 2 by 2. And if you don't believe me, you can read the book. And he said, when you come to the door, shake the sand from your sandals when you go into the home to talk about Christianity, and do the same when you leave. And when you think about an effective presentation, it's always going to be more effective if there's 2 people. Why do you think Jesus had everybody go out 2 by 2? There's strength in numbers. So keep this in mind when you're trying to push your business somebody's throat. You will always fail because you're doing it by yourself. Nobody will ever have massive success in the power of duplication and have walkaway income if you do everything by yourself. So an effective presentation in Michael's 5 steps to success, step 3 is getting them in front of an effective presentation. So how is Zoom tied to an effective presentation? Because it is not about you. It's about your prospects getting in front of somebody else that can be an expert. So this is what you have to do to have massive success in an effective presentation. First of all, what you need to do is you need to have prospects. So that means you've had to build a list. You've had to learn how to approach and pique interest. And then you had to get them in front of an effective presentation. We do Zooms in meetings like that, or 3-way phone calls, if some people used to call them. That's the old school way. And but a Zoom is an interactive way where people can see that it's more bigger than you. See, when the disciples went out 2 by 2 to talk about Christianity and market the greatest book of all time, because there's never been a better seller than that book, right? And people always tell me, well, are we ever going to saturate the market? Well, Christianity's been around for, how many hundreds of thousands of years or something like that? That's crazy. So they're still recruiting. So there's room. There's room, and there needs to be, and hopefully they'll recruit more. But until then, Your job is to get people in front of that effective presentation. It's to get them to get moved so they can hear it from somebody else besides you. So this is what I would tell you. Let's say we do a Zoom at 11 o'clock on a Saturday, and we're doing a business opportunity. Now, there's several different types of Zooms, but we're talking about a business opportunity. A business opportunity Zoom, let's say we all know it starts at 11:04. When should you be on? Now, this is very important. Always be on about 10 minutes before the Zoom starts. We always ask everybody to be on. You ask your guests to get on a few minutes early because it takes care of all the complications. If there's any technical difficulties, we can help them get on. That's why I always start 4 minutes after. But if you get on at 4 minutes after, knowing that's when it starts, you've already shown a massive amount of disrespect to your prospect, because now your prospect probably got on early and they're uncomfortable. How many of you have ever walked into a house party or into a business dinner or into any kind of a function and the person or the people that you're supposed to meet weren't there? Wouldn't that be very uncomfortable? Don't let your people feel the same way. Don't let your prospects be the same thing. Get on. If this is what I tell them, our thing starts at 11, get on 5 minutes early in case there's any difficulty. And I make sure that I'm 10 minutes early because I want to be able to welcome them. I want to introduce them to other people that are on. I want to build up the energy in the Zoom. I want to see smiley faces. And I can introduce them to people that are like-minded to them. So, for example, we have a gentleman on right now that's a truck driver. Well, a truck driver and a construction worker really don't have a lot in common, except for that we're blue-collar, hard-working, blue-collar guys, right? But if I had George on from Canada, who's a truck driver, and I said, I want to introduce you to George. Now, we could do that ahead of time, and George and them, they could actually have a little quick chat and say, let's talk afterwards. And they can talk trucker talk. 10-4? Does that make sense? So,
10-4.
That was funny. I just put 10-4 in there.
That was funny. Anyway, you are funny.
That was classic. So for all you rubber ducky truck drivers out there, you guys could probably get what I'm talking about. So the concept is that get on early, but make sure your guests are on, and then you get on early. Now, from there, good buddy, all right. From there, you have to engage in the Zoom. You just can't jump on, say hello, and then black out your picture and go walk away and go to the restroom, go get something to eat. Your guests know what that means. You're sending a clear signal that you're not engaged, that you are just some avatar who is probably not paying attention, who has no respect for the team or the group, and is not there to build energy. So what do? When you're live, it's literally 35 to 40 minutes. Just no bathroom breaks, no chewing gum, no playing with our hair or
oh my God, yes, right?
Or getting up and walking away, then coming back, because the energy, people are watching other people's personalities. That's why we put it on a Zoom. And what happens is that when you're intent and you're nodding and you're engaging, it lets them know that, my God, they don't even know if you're in or out of the business already, but they're watching you going, you know what? I relate to this person. I don't know why, but I see them nodding. I see them agreeing. I see them engaging. There must be something more important here. And people will do that. People will take strangers' opinions and ideas based on their looks and their actions. Keep that in mind, okay? So when you're on Zoom, when you're in the meeting, be in the meeting. Now, what I'm going to tell you to do, and I know this is going to crush a lot of you, but the moment that it's serious go time, right? It's go time at 11:04. That's go time. We record from that moment until we unrecord. There's no chat. Don't chat, because what's happening is that your prospect, and this is what's so crazy. Let's just say that Paul is in the middle of the compensation plan, and the only thing Barbara's person wants to hear is, I've been in a lot of shitty network marketing companies. What makes you guys so much different? I need to make money. And all of a sudden, all she needs to hear is all that person needs to hear is, what is the payout? And then all of a sudden, Paul says, by the way, our company pays out. And then somebody opens up a chat and they look over and their ears shut off and they're looking at the chat going, oh, hey, Michael, welcome to the Zoom. How have you been? I just got the dog washed. And they missed the 80% payout. You just lost Barbara $797. Did that hit home? I hope that hit home.
Yeah, I'm seeing some text nod, right?
We don't know what your prospect needs to hear. And at the moment that we figure out what they need, somebody's in the chat talking about, oh my God, did you hear about Melissa? She got invaded by aliens and her IRS agent showed up at the door with her dog. And now that the city wants to repossess her trailer, and because the dog kept crapping on the neighbor. Can you believe this is happening? No, that's not the place for that. We only make money. I know this sounds funny. We only make the real big money on live long term. How to do this long term, not short term. $797 is short term thinking. Rep who gets involved, and duplicates an organization of 30, 40, 50,000 people, your life changes on a dime. I had a kid when I first got involved in network marketing, and I understood to put people in front of an effective presentation. I had a buddy of mine named Dana Wharton.
Is he frozen on you guys? Okay.
Did I just lose you guys?
Yeah, but you're back now, so try it again, bud.
Okay.
We heard Dana Wharton that you had, and that's where it cut out.
Okay. My buddy Dana Wharton, he had
your phone. Your side.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to fix this again. Sorry.
Fix.
Here we go. How's that?
Thank you. Let's not do Zoom presentations, prospect presentations from the car.
Yeah.
We're doing prospect presentations from the car.
Right. So my buddy Dana, what was one of the unique things is that Dana was having horrible success, and he was about to quit, and he literally did an ad, and I'll never forget this. He spent his last $110. He actually called his credit card company and said, listen, I know that I'm overdue. I know this, but if I could just get an extra $110 added to my credit card, I promise you everything in my being. And he sold it to the girl. The girl extended his card for $110. He ran an ad in a newspaper. And literally the ad ran, and we always knew that if you ran an ad on Sunday, your best hits were going to be on Monday or Tuesday. It was almost the end of the week. It was like Thursday. And we were walking out of the office and his phone rang. He goes back and he answers it. And the guy says, I really desperately need a job. I'm broke. I don't know how I'm going to build this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't find anybody to hire me. And Dana was almost ready to blow him off and said, you know what? Why don't you come in? The guy says, I can only come in on Saturday. Dana said, well, we're doing a training at 10. He goes, no, I have to be there I go to work at 9. He goes, and I don't get off until 3. Me and Dana stuck around and waited until 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. The guy walked in. He comes in, and the guy was literally a mess. And Dana looked at me and goes, oh my God, Michael, I'm so sorry for wasting your time. I said, no, Dana, it's no big deal. We'll go through it. We went through the presentation. The guy signed up for a $5,000 program. Within 5 days, he shattered the nationwide record, the fastest to the top position in the company. Within 5 days. Within 5 days, the guy did $60,000 in open volume. which made Dana a 44% override. So if you take 44% of 60 grand, you kind of get an idea. I think he made like $22,000 or $24,000 in 5 days because Dana didn't give up. Dana didn't quit, but Dana put him in front of somebody else and let the effective presentation do its job. Dana treated him just like Dana, we treat him, you never know, you're never going to know. And the thing that we asked him, I'll never forget, 6 months later, the guy's like at $40,000 in the company. He's killing Dana's sales. But Dana makes a 20% override on everything he did. And it pushed Dana to the top of the comp plan. And I'll never forget, the guy gets on stage and says, I was so desperate for change in my life. I literally went and I used my grandparents' credit card to sign up in this business. And he says, and I put my head down and I went to work. And he goes, and if it wasn't for those 2 kids that believed in me, that showed up on a Saturday, I would never be here today. And it's amazing to me. On today, I believe he's a $5 million earner in the industry. And he just left his coffee company to start his own network marketing company. And he had over 250,000 people in his downline. And he's in the top 100 earners all time. And it was because of something that we did. We put him in front. So you're never going to know who it is. So what I'm getting at is when you do a Zoom or an effective presentation, it's really important that you treat everybody with kindness. You treat them all at the same level of respect. You do whatever it takes to get them in front of somebody else. The funny thing is he never would have joined Dana because when he saw Dana, the first thing he did was prejudge Dana because Dana was 19. Dana, you guys remember the program? There was a movie called Bill and Ted's Great Adventure.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They went to a water park. He was a lifeguard at that water park. Okay? So there wasn't a lot of respect and but this guy who was broke and down and out was already prejudging what could a 19-year-old teach me? And it was funny. And when there was 2 of us, and I was only 22 at the time, but the 2 of us together were stronger than the one. Right. And he was able to put his side of his differences. He engaged and went to work. And it's absolutely phenomenal. So what I'm trying to get at is Zooms are very effective. Presentations are extremely important. Zooms are amazingly more effective than that training, that scenario will ever be, because he can see that there was just more than just me and Dana. He can see 18, 20, 30, 40, 500 of us on a Zoom. That's what's so unique. When you can actually build and develop something and you engage and they can see other people's their facial expressions during the presentation. If you look bored and you're playing with your hair and you're having conversations with somebody else, they're going, oh, this must not be that important. So getting them to an effective presentation is extremely hard. But when you get them there, why would you want to take the chance and blow it? Does that make sense? So I want to I feel like I harped on that a little bit, but I want you guys to know exactly where we feel is when you're on, be on, okay? Be on and engage before, get into the chat before we go to game time. And then at the end, engage in the chat, those are things that you can do that are huge. And we can make a lot of money together if you're willing to play the game. And Leslie's going to kind of chime in right now and talk about what she had ready for you guys. And this is a huge piece of the puzzle doing these Zooms. And I'm going to tell you, get on every one of them. Even if you don't have somebody, get on it and learn it. Not for your own, not for you to go spew the information and go puke on somebody, but it's great for you to have the info, because what will end up happening is that you'll be able to be an expert for somebody else. And when I can call on you as an expert and I can call on you to do a testimonial, it's huge, because then your people go, wow, their leader just pointed the person that I'm talking to out. That's amazing. And then all of a sudden there's a credibility that's built. So they will look at you in a different light. And that's exactly what happened when Damon looked at Dana and went, wow, here's this 19-year-old kid who just edified this guy. And this guy talks about how Dana actually brought him into the business. And it was his presentation that got this guy. And now this guy's doing the presentation. And this guy really thinks that Dana's that powerful. So I need to really pay attention to Dana. And he did, only because of that. So what I'm telling you, there's a hell of a game that gets played within this Zoom that makes you money. Okay. Now, a lot of you, you're not even on my team. So, but if you understand the compensation plan with our one-legged program, it benefits all of us to all win at the same time. I don't want to go cash checks, $30,000, $40,000 a month checks without you in line at the bank right behind me or right in front of me saying, oh, we're all here to cash our checks. Because I want us all making money together. And the only way to do that is that compensation plan, the way David made it very simple, fair, and it's very inexpensive to get involved with us. I've looked at some other companies, and I've been a part of other companies that cost, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 to join just on personal development programs. So understand that we're at the right place at the right time. But Leslie, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then we'll answer some questions afterwards.
All right. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Thank you all for being here. And I don't know how much you know about this man that just told you how things work. But this gentleman that you just heard from right now has made more than $7 million in the network marketing industry. He is my friend and mentor, and the best thing that has ever happened in my life since I started network marketing. Did you guys see how I did that? I gave him a quick little thank you back and told you something huge about him, right? Now, do you respect him more than you did before I introduced him? And he handed it off to me. You guys need to know. You need to know something about the people on the Zooms, because when Michael hands the Zoom to you, you have to have something cool to say about Michael, a little 10-second thing to say about Michael, to say about me, to say about Shaylin, to say about Paul, to say about everybody, because we are building each other up. Right? We're building each other up. You need to have, when Michael calls you out, and you never know when he's going to call you out. He has done this for so many years. When we are in a Zoom together, he watches everybody. Pisses me off because he never looks at the camera, right? He's always watching the entire group. He never looks at the camera. But you know why? He is watching to see who of this group he needs to call out, who has the right story to tell at this precise moment to pull somebody in. So today your job is to perfect your 30-second testimonial. You have a 30-second testimonial. What is it? And every time he calls you out, you have to tell the same story. He has to know what story you're going to be telling, right? So you have to know something about him or me or whoever's leading the Zoom that day, just a little something. Then you have to have a 30 to 45-second testimonial. That is the hardest thing you ever do. How can you tell somebody how great you are in 30 seconds? It's hard. Work on it. And every time he calls you out, he needs to know what you're going to say, because there are 12 other people that need to hear you, and then 12 different people that need to hear Bridget. He needs to know what you're going to say every time. This is how the Zooms made, what was it, Michael, $20,000 in one day? Is that what it was? $20,000. So on a Thursday, and I wasn't there because we were filming the live meeting. Normally you see the same team all the time, but Michael did it with a different group of people. He helped people make $20,000 in one day. In one day. Selling products, we were getting 100% commission, so we were getting $9.97 commission at that time, right?
Yeah.
Not significantly different than we're making today, folks. Not significantly different. You can make more than $1,000 in a day by inviting people to the Zoom if you follow these rules. Now, when you come to the Zoom, you are all, every one of you, I want you to pretend, think about your life and say, I am going to a job interview for this $1 million job. How am I going to dress? How am I going to act? Where am I going to sit? What am I going to be doing? And Michael kind of talked to you about this, right? So we have had people laying half naked on their beds, on their messy beds. Who wants to join that person? I get that we're work from home people, but these are prospect Zooms, people. These are you going to a hotel meeting from your bedroom or wherever you do it. Dress the part. Who do you want to be when a prospect sees you? Because we're going to record these and they are going to be used maybe for years.
Yep, exactly.
Now think about that. Are you projecting the person you want to be? Because somebody that wants to join you is going to be watching that. Are you the person? Do you show up as the person on the Zoom you want to be, the people you want to attract? And if your answer is no, then fix that. If your answer is yes, then I freaking don't care if you come shirtless, if those are the people you want to attract. That's okay. I don't care. Be whoever you want to be, but be thoughtful about how you show up.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're a stripper and you want to attract strippers, then come dressed as a stripper. I don't care. Right? There's room for everybody here. But understand that you're attracting what you look like. People are going to judge you whether you like it or not. They're going to judge you based on that first 3 seconds that they see you. The first 8 seconds you open your mouth. And if your first 8 seconds are all about how, well, I'm sorry I was late, I was walking the dog, they're gone and you just lost $1,000.
Yep.
And you might have lost everybody else, 12 other people on the phone, $1,000. Your first 8 seconds, 7 to 8 seconds, have to be wow. Wow, right? Do I show up on Zooms looking like hell? Yeah, but not on these Saturday morning Zooms, right? I have my hair done, even if it's not washed. Women look better with their hair dirty, right? I have my makeup done. I have lipstick on, because these Zooms are going to be the ones that are going to sell the company for us. We're going to do a few of these. We're going to pick the best ones. And those are the ones that are going to go into this automated webinar that is going to sell for us. So one Saturday, we don't have to get our butts out of bed. It's just working for us. And it's working Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. So show up. Start showing up. When we do these Zooms, start showing up as the person you want to attract. Does that make sense? I want to see everybody. Yes, making sense? Making total sense, right? And Bridget, I know that you have some challenges, and some days you can speak and some days you can't. So that's when you would privately chat us and say, today I can't speak. I got some weird blue light. Today I can't speak, so don't call me out today. But that would be a private chat, not a group chat, right?
I would find a way one way or another. Exactly.
Right? Look at you. Look at you. And you have such a powerful, compelling story, right? But Michael needs to know when he calls you out what story you're going to tell.
Yeah, I need to know, because
The story is I'm no quitter. The story is I won't stop till I get it. Neither should you.
What I'm looking for when I'm watching people's personalities and I'm watching them react to what they react, I'm able then to tie a testimonial into their reaction, so that I can. It's a program that I call tying the knot. When I find that one of your prospects are actually when I find their trigger point, it's kind of like when you play cards and you find somebody's tail. When you find somebody's tail that they're ready to buy and they want to make that jump into entrepreneurism, and I find it, I need to then turn around and give them, what do you want to give a card player? You want to give them 21, basically, right? If they're playing blackjack, you want to give them 21. So what I want to do is I want to take a testimonial that will then give them that card that they need to tie that knot so they actually win. So that's what I'm looking for consistently, is their trigger points or their tail signs that they're ready to do this. They just need that final push to lock themselves in, and that's what those testimonials do. And that's why, if you saw what I did with, is it Rob? I think it was
Rob.
Rob.
Yeah, it was Rob.
Rob. We had 2 new people on, and it wouldn't have mattered what I said. They would assumed because of my success. Of course, I'm having success, but I could take a brand new person like Rob and have him talk just from the heart. And what Rob did was he actually locked that person in based on him just saying, I'm brand new. We got started last night. We're going to, we made money last night, but we're going to turn around. We're going to reinvest. And that person, if you would have seen his reaction, like, oh my gosh, I got to do this thing. And what was so unique is that I think it was a pass through. So I think somebody made 100, and Rob basically made somebody on the Zoom the other night $144. And that's what was so cool, because there'll be times that you'll make money for others, and then there'll be times that people will make money for you. And that's what's so unique. So guys, go enjoy your Saturday. Watch this countlessly. Work on your 30-second testimony. If you don't know what to say, tell us who you are, where you're from, what do you do, like what did you do prior, and what has the company done for you? And there's 3 different areas. What have they done to you financially? What have they done for you training-wise or development, like personal development? And what do they plan? What does the company plan on doing for you? What do you expect to get out of the company long term? Any one of those. Even if you're brand new and you haven't made any money, go, listen, I just got involved. I was a truck driver. I just got involved. And I'm so excited about this. I know within a matter of weeks that I will have enough money to fire my boss. I know I'll have enough money to put my kids in a better school. I'll know that I'll have enough to do this or that. Those are okay. Those are all great. So thank you so much. Leslie, I'll let you wrap it up. I gotta run in here and go flea market picking and for an hour or 2, and then I'm on my way back home to work on Instagram. So today I'll be at home working on Instagram. My wife has got she's going after her doctor's or I don't know what it is. It's one of them things.
My doctor.
Her doctorate. So she's going after that, and then she's going to be at home. So we're going to be home this afternoon. But I'll tell you what, just enjoy your Saturdays. Enjoy what you do. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being on. And Leslie, I'll let you wrap it up.
Okay, great. Thanks. We have one question out there right now, and here's the answer. When will we be doing the Zooms? You will see it posted in Digital Marketing Mastery. That's when we'll tell you. And we'll say Prospect Zoom. That's when you know you gotta be on. It'll say Prospect Zoom. Okay, most Zooms you can bring your prospects to, like you're welcome to bring them on Saturday mornings. Monday nights, you are not welcome to bring your prospects. That's for us to talk about. So
that's the 8 o'clock.
Say that again, Michael.
8 o'clock. That's the 8 o'clock, correct? 8 o'clock
Sorry,
Eastern.
Yeah, 6 o'clock my time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Yes. So most you're welcome to bring prospects on, but these Zooms that we're talking about here, you should always have your manners on every single Zoom that you attend, because let me tell you, being the best person, everybody's going to watch the gallery. And when I record, I usually watch the speaker, right? Because I'm recording, but everybody is watching the gallery. So if you're picking your nose, they're seeing you pick your nose. If you're paying attention somewhere else, they're seeing you pay attention somewhere else. So just be prepared. When we say prospecting Zoom, we want you to know, and we won't put that in the title necessarily, because we will put out an event that you can share with your people. Okay? So unless we say no prospects, you're welcome to bring them, but we will set up a schedule so that you'll see when to show up, and Michael and I will talk about that, and we're going to be inviting people like Terry, people like Brian, people like Alex, people that have great stories to add to our
David.
Dave, yeah, Dave. Lawrence showed up once, right?
Yep, we've had Lawrence show up a couple times. We had Dave show up once. We'll have Dave again. We just gotta, we were waiting for the one piece that we really needed just came all fruition. So it's there. So we're back and we're gonna go back building it and then gear it up. So
all right. So does anyone else have a question? Did I answer all the questions? Please feel free to unmute yourself and bring yourself out for questions if you have any now. All righty, I'm hearing no questions. So thank you for joining us this Saturday. Every Saturday, we are going to teach you Saturday success secrets. And this morning was how even a child can make a Zoom pay. Thank you very much. I'm Leslie Lane Peabody, the Ninja in High Heels. My partner, Michael Farino, the PhD MLM. And we will see you guys next Saturday, same time. Bye-bye.